Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the DrEnderPickles Show. Today we have Maker-roo-myn. Maker-roo-myn, you could introduce yourself.
Yes, I've been playing. Well, geez, it's a long story. I'll try to make it pretty succinct. I never started Minecraft. Um, in fact, I started a free version called Minetest, and I played that for quite a few years. Actually, I still play it, and that's what actually led me into the 2B2T world. Apart from the latter version of watching Dr. Zombie's videos. So when I played Minetest, it's the same thing. It's a voxel game. There was a server called Just Test. It was an all stone world. It was basically just a test. Some guy in Russia made it, and it was pure anarchy. There was no rules, nothing, lava everywhere, grief. It was just amazing. I played that for quite some time and fell in love with the idea and created my own servers and did a few servers on Minetest. And fast forward, um, I was like, well, what's Minecraft all about? I got to see what Minecraft's all about, you know. And I started dabbling in Minecraft, and then I think in 2014 I don't remember. I finally got my first Minecraft account, my-kur-roo-myn, and I started playing, and I got bored really quick. It was just like, all right, this is stupid. I'm in a single player world, and I still to this day don't know all the ins and outs of Minecraft, so it's just really kind of boring. And I'm like, well, what's the next step? I'm going to go look for servers. So the first thing I did was I'm looking for an anarchy server based on my experience with the Mindtest community. And the first thing that came up was pictures of the 2B2T spawn, but back when it was world edited flat, like a big square was edited out. And looking through videos, I found Dr. Zombie, a few other random videos, and even one of Fit MC's old videos. This is back when Fit was like a little more abrasive, if you know what I mean. And so I started watching all these videos and I started binge watching Dr. Zombie. And then I'm like, dude, I got to do this. And I've never played on a server before. I've always just done the Minecraft single player world. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to make my first server memorable. I'm going to go right to this anarchy server called 2B2T. And even prior to that, I would watch or read the James Russell's blog and just anything I could eat on the subject because I was really intrigued. Like, wow, there's actually an anarchy world in Minecraft. So in March, April or March of 2016, I logged in for the very first time and recorded it. I actually made my first video and just started dicking around Spawn and basically you can, if you're interested, it's boring, but you can just see how I just walk around and explore the world. And then I immediately started realizing that this is an incredible place. The first thing that I fell in love with was the barren, toxic wasteland that was just so ready to be explored. It intrigued me. Just all the rubble everywhere. It just was like, whose spawn is this? This is so unlike anything I've seen. Even in the mine test world, our worlds were so tiny. The maximum map size in mine test is 31,000 blocks. So anything past 10K, it's so far out, and it's just interesting. So I started playing and made a series on it. No big deal. Stayed pretty quiet. Never really advertised it on my channel back then. I only had maybe 400 or 500 subscribers. I don't even know. I don't treat my channel like anything big. It's just to record stuff. So I did just dicking around, keeping it quiet, maybe just 10 to 20 views per video, not too many comments, just doing my own thing. And then I finally made it out to the million X, negative X, and found the Burke Brain Institute or the Burke Brain Builders Corp, um, their bases, and was totally blown away. Like, wow, this is crazy. Whoa, whoa. And mind you, I'm still a noob at all this. And right around the time I was going to leave the millions and go, I think, a little bit further, is when the Rusher thing happened. And I'll be honest, I was completely pissed off because I wanted to be 2T all to myself. I wanted the simplicity of 30 people online and just you could kind of get to know everybody if you wanted to. I was quiet. I didn't really get to know many people. I just liked how it was so small and simple, but yet so old and so vast. and just ready to be explored because I'm an explorer type guy. Um, and it really pissed me off because one, the server started slowing down performance wise, and then it started becoming really flooded. And then once influx happened, obviously there's the queue. Even though I had a vet queue at the time, it was still a hassle. I mean, it was ridiculous. And that brings me to having two accounts. Once that happened, I used my son's account, Aiden Miner MC, or Aiden Miner at the time. And then I was like, well, screw this. I'm just gonna start a new thing and just dick around spawn. And that's when I started just kind of mucking about, making kind of vaporwave weird videos and stuff. Then with that account, I one of my old friends, Casual MC, I've met him on other video sharing sites back in, geez, when was that? 2007. And we've been friends for ages. He's been watching my videos, and he never played Minecraft before. And he was like, "Well, I'm gonna start playing it." So he actually, I'm sorry, he wanted to play Mine Test, but he didn't know what I was playing. So he Googled it, and he ended up finding Minecraft and started playing it. So he started playing on his single player world, and go check out Casual MC to see how he started and stuff. And what was really funny about that is he would watch my videos and he was like, "I'm going to play on the server. It sounds pretty interesting. It's up my alley," because he kind of himself also got bored with single player. So he made a base out somewhere where Hammerbeam, around the Hammerbeam area. And then I'm like, well, screw it. I have my alt account. I can make it out there. I'm not going to walk a million blocks back to spawn. I'm just going to use this account. So then I changed the name to whatever, maikerumine MC or something stupid, and then met him up, and then we just kind of hung out a little bit together and decided, let's make a base together. And I'm like, okay, well, you figure out the spot, I'm just there to dig mine and build. And then he found a spot, and then we started building a base. And then Morbid Rain came along, um, Dr. Zombie came and visited, and Total Darkness. And you can, if you're interested, you can listen to, I think Doc Zombie explained that a little bit, or Baron, or whomever. But it's pretty cool. We pretty much started building and building and making the base big, and then eventually got griefed back in May, and we moved out, and just stayed stagnant for quite some time, waiting for the 113 because we just want to start off in a brand new, newly created chunk world type thing. And that's really it. I don't have any clout, any pull, any. I'm a nobody essentially on 2B, and that's my story in a nutshell.
Well, you covered a lot of the bases. Uh, so I want to ask this question. I know it's not as great compared to all the stuff you just answered, but do I say my-kur-roo-myn or maker-you-mine?
Well, it's technically it's Japanese for Michael, so it's Michael. Like it sounds almost Russian, but you can. I actually go with my-kur-roo-myn because
Makai-roo-myn. Okay.
it sounds more weird.
Yeah.
You can just call me Mike, Mike mine, my-kur-roo-myn. I say my-kur-roo-myn because it's just, I don't know.
I'm gonna say Makai-roo-myn now because it sounds very elegant.
There you go. Perfect.
So, one thing I'd like to hit on, you briefly kind of mentioned it. Uh, what's it like doing YouTube with your son? I mean, that's interesting.
It's totally dope. It's the best thing in the planet Earth, man. It's it started off, the whole Minecraft thing with me started with him. I should have actually, that was the preface. He played Minecraft when he was littler, like geez, 3 or 4, five. I don't remember. Long time ago. Long time ago. And I scoffed at the game. I saw other people playing it that had kids, or kids playing it. I'm like, the hell is this? The graphics are junk, blocks, and I thought it was stupid. I had no idea about the concept. And then one day I'm like, well, I'm on Linux right now. I'm going to go find a free version. So I downloaded Mine Test, and that's the start of that. And then I started playing and putzing around and realized that, oh, there's mining. Oh, you can craft things. Oh, this is kind of neat. You can build. Oh, you can fight monsters. And then I started immediately, within about a week, started learning how to mod that. And then I don't want to get into that, another subject, but through that, and then I got the mind. I kind of reiterating everything I said in the beginning of the mine test, and or Minecraft. Started playing Minecraft a lot, and then I played. Originally, I started playing mine test with Aiden quite a bit, and I'd think of a mod, or he'd think of a mod, and I'd quickly code it up or make a game or sub game, and we'd play that quite a bit. Then we started playing Minecraft together, and then started doing videos together. It's just, we do it for fun. We're not in it like a typical YouTuber would be, I guess. What I mean is, we're not into it for the money. We're not into it for views. We could care less. We're just literally just wasting people's time by documenting our fun. And if you're interested, great. If you're not, great. We don't. It's not about making content for people in the sense of what do you want to see. I don't know. That sounds convoluted. We just play to have fun, and we don't really record everything we do. And we've created our own server, actually, a little family server that has multiple worlds. And I've archived all the builds we've done on other Anarchy servers, and we play on other servers as well. So playing with him it's super super fun. Sometimes we butt heads where I'll show him a technique and he might not know about it or think he knows the right way, and it's kind of humorous in some of our older videos where we'll be butting heads where he'll immediately on a survival mission start feeding dogs meat, and I'm like, no, we need that. We're in survival, and it's just I don't know. It's a blast, quite frankly.
Wait, so have you introduced him to TB2T yet, or are you kind of waiting on that?
I forgot. I've forgotten. I mean, I cannot really answer that at this time. I did introduce him to a few servers, and I've forgotten. I'm playing mind games.
Yeah.
He has the Anarchy experience. In fact, his first time playing with me was on an Anarchy server, um, and he loved it. The problem with that was it wasn't really a problem, but occasionally you would get the occasional troll or someone, and I have to turn off his chat. And that became almost like an annoyance. Like, all right, we're gonna go play, but hang on, let me turn off your chat. And oh, if there's a private message, I gotta know who the trolls are, and ignore those people. And it just became more like a preparatory thing. Oh, before we play, I gotta do these things. And it's not because I don't want him to see bad words. It's just some things are just wholly inappropriate for a 10-year old. So I
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
do my part.
So
He likes it.
what has kept you coming back to 2B2T over the years? Like, what has kept your interest in the server?
It was the culture, and what I mean by the culture is the old family, people like you and everybody prior to the 2016 degradation of the server. I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, like people after that are bad. There are a lot of great, wonderful people, but I liked the weirdness. It was so unique and so weird. It was so like I can't explain it. It was just its own little place in the universe. And now it's become kind of generic. It's become essentially a high pixel. It's become so over bloated and popular that I don't think the core meaning or the core value of the server, what I mean by this, the community, I think that's long gone. And the only place you'll find that is on other servers, you know, that have been around for a little over 2 years and so on and so forth. But another part was the architecture, like stumbling across alpha builds, beta builds. This is just totally dope, dude. Like, wow, look how simple this castle is, but it was only built with what they had. You know, that intrigued me.
Exactly. Like, you can really never recreate that kind of architecture.
No, the only
So,
way is to import a schematica from that
yeah.
era.
So that leads me to my next question: your views on the modern era of 2B2T, this era we're in right now. What are your views on some of the current events and what we turned into?
Uh, I stay clear far from it. In fact, I sort of quit 2B. I built my last house on 2B. At least that's what I say. I'm not opposed to the server. I will always be here. You can't leave 2B. You can't. I just think it's ridiculous. It's become a freaking faction server. It's become a creative world in a faction server. The thrill of anarchy, the thrill of hard survival is gone. Go to spawn and find a shulker full of duped items. Boom, you're done. Or now let's do combat. Well, how can you do combat? Everybody's got crystals and 32k swords. Nothing is authentic. Everything is over bloated. You come in as a new guy with nothing on you. You can't last unless you play your cards right and find the right spot and worm your way out. But then you become alone, and now you end up playing single player, with chat. And the chat is stupid. You got to spend a half an hour every couple days blocking all the China bots. a lot of it's detracting from me wanting to play there anymore. A lot of my friends don't play there anymore, um, and it's just kind of boring. It's like the same thing over and over now. It's becoming more of like, I don't know. 2B2T has become a giant meme. If that makes any sense, it shouldn't, but that's
Yeah,
how I
I
feel,
agree.
man.
I mean, the state of the server at the moment is just compared to how it was, say, even 2 years ago, is drastically different. 4 years ago, oh my gosh, it's like playing on a completely different server. You know, it's like with each kind of increment of 2B2T, each era, it tends to kind of downgrade. Whether this time it was with so many bots coming in, all this drama that goes on, change in PvP. It's definitely not the same server it used to be.
Yeah, incursions now are no offense, but they're almost pointless because the influx isn't just 100 people.
Exactly.
It's overwhelming, and no one is. We got people from all time zones. It's just you can't control that, and there's too many people playing factions. Oh, we're gonna help the new people. Oh wow, that's great. Back in the olden days, before my time, you didn't help anybody. You in fact wiped out spawn. There was not one drop of food. There's nothing. You want food? You get bone meal and find some dirt or grass block. That was the only way to survive, or zombie flesh. Now, I bet you there's probably 350 farms fully stocked all around spawn, and it's just pointless, man. You can't keep anybody away, and once they
Exactly.
get
There's all
out,
these
the
new like factions, like you said, that like all these roleplay factions, big, like oh look at all the members we got,
mhm.
it's and they just don't do anything. Like I mean, yeah, great, you have a big group with a name, but what have you done? Like what notable
Hmm.
stuff have you done?
Yeah, there's a couple groups I won't mention,
Oh,
but
obviously not. No, I'm not going to mention
that are
this.
huge groups apparently,
Yeah,
according to what they say. But all they accomplish is putting a particular logo everywhere. Wow, that's a great accomplishment.
so I want to backtrack a little bit. Uh, what bases have you been involved in, or has it just been the
Only
one you
hammer
mentioned?
beam.
Only
I've
hammer
been a
beam?
solo player. Yeah, I've been a lone bone solo player for ages. Like that's all. That's my main thing. I don't know if you notice. I don't even when I'm basing with people, I tend to just do my own thing. I I have social anxieties with working with people, hanging out with people. It's kind of weird. Why do you play online? Well, I don't know, dude. I just like to do my own thing. I'm kind of like a hermit. So the only real place is the hammer beam. I did help out slightly in the seventh, sixth incursion, the one with Ant Venom. I based briefly with some random people that were notable. I can't remember some of the names. I should know this, but it was neat. It was being a part of something like, oh, cool. I've never seen these people before. I mean, I've heard of them and seen them online, but wow, we're all in the same place. That felt neat. It was a really cool experience. Like, even though I'm not even really helping much. I'm sort of helping, and I don't know. It was a neat experience. So that was it, man.
Yeah, bases are always really fun, and like you were mentioning earlier, how things change over time. It's like I remember basing way back in 2014. It's really never going to be the same. Just the whole aesthetic and how everything worked, and it's bases nowadays are just oh here's your dupe stash and
Mm-hmm.
big.
It's a cookie cutter,
Mm-hmm. They're all the
a
same.
big, a giant schematic, a set of builds, and unlimited resources. Well,
Yeah.
you can play single player for, or I'm sorry, creative mode for that. I mean, my whole thing was always, and I love it. If I lost everything, if there was an inventory glitch, I would be like, oh wow, I can start from scratch. But right now I don't want to throw anything out because it's like, well, I have those things. It's like I could empty my chest and just kill myself, but it's like, well, no, I got some of these books, I have some of these things. It's like I don't really want to get rid of those things. But then
Yeah.
starting from scratch would be pointless. Like, all right,
Definitely
the
now in
servers
this
have
climate
changed. Yeah, the climate's really detracted me.
where everyone
Like
has like six dupe stashes.
I'll be completely honest with you right here. I don't have, even though I'm a part of Hammerbeam and access to a lot of items, I don't even have my own break off dupe stash. I am still, even with my riches just an arm's length away, I even ask my base mates, I'm still cheap. I build with everything I ever dig in mine. Occasionally, if I need to grip up on like a whole bunch of like oak logs or whatever, yeah, I'll definitely use a shulker full. But I generally, I'm a cheap ass man. I like to just keep it so raw. Like, yes, I do have great armor and my pickaxes. That's the only thing that really matters to me is my picks. Other than that, man, I just love playing the game. And I fish for food. Like, yeah, I can go get stacks and stacks of beef, but you know what? I'm just so simple. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah. And like not till recently, I've been holding on to like stuff I've gotten from 2014. Like I've failed to move on from how stuff used to be. Like I unironically used to carry around a sword, like that was gonna do anything, because I thought, oh, I was so used to sword PvP. I was so used to that
Yeah,
meta of how it was back in 2014. I hadn't moved on. I hadn't adjusted to in crystals and as you said, like 32Ks and all this stuff. So now I'm starting to learn how to use all this stuff, how to implement all this stuff, and I'm finally like kind of integrating myself into this new era of players, which is good. But yeah, it's been kind of a difficult change.
yeah, I would have a hard time. I'm still like, you can just tell I'm Minecraft stupid. I'm not
Oh
good at
yeah,
Minecraft. So I just keep it, I just enjoy doing the simple things, and anything that's more advanced than my knowledge, yeah, whatever. It's cool, enjoy it, but I like to keep it just simple, man.
exactly. And like all these people, it's like, oh, well, I know this, exploit to do this, and like, oh, I know how to do this really efficiently, blah blah blah. Like they figured, it's like they know this game in and out. And then there's me. I don't know how to do much, uh, you know, other than just play the game because I started playing Minecraft on 2B. Like
Yeah.
that's where I started. So it's another reason why I do this show is that it's like I enjoy doing this. I'm good at doing this, and you know I look forward to putting these out like every week or so.
I look forward to watching every single one of them. I love it. It's the greatest content because I like how you can have these one-on-ones with everybody and everybody can share their life experience. It's the greatest way to actually save the memory of the server.
Yes, to bring back that feeling of what 2B used to be. And I'm meeting all these people that never in a thousand years did I think I would ever be talking to because of not only my history on the server, but my place in the community. So it's really interesting to have the opportunity to talk to all these different people and kind of get their recollection stored in a sense.
Yeah, it's far out.
So I want to backtrack again because I have another question. What people have you met on 2B2T? Like what people have you kind of held in your private cabinet of
Okay.
allies?
Awesome. Now, I can say I've brushed shoulders with quite a few people. Um, uh, I'll first start off with those. I've Jared 2013 killed me in right close to spawn. Um, that no, I mean, when I say it, that's the only encounter I've ever had with him. It was kind of funny. So I'm going to give you these small moments, and then I'll give you the longer moments. Then Baba J, I hung out with him for maybe 30, 40 minutes. He showed me some base, I don't remember, and he gave me three golden apples or gaps. And those three are the ones that we duped at Hammerbeam to actually make our 40,000, or I don't know how many. We have hundreds of thousands of golden apples for no reason, whatever. So those two people, those are the brief ones. And then Dr. Smurf, I went to one of his bases. I can't remember if I met him or saw him. Maybe I did, but I replanted or did something with the sheep or fed them. I can't remember. I briefly rubbed shoulders with him. Back in the Burkbrain side of town, I met Crynest and, geez, Harry Nugget. And they showed me a few things and told me where some other things were, which are pretty cool. Those are brief moments. Then moving on to longer term relationships, of course, Casual MC, Baron Dome, Total Darkness, Morbid Rain, Dr. Chocho, Mr. Chocho. He briefly, um, Dr. Zombie, of course, Hammer, Hammerknot. Um, I'm missing. a person here. I feel bad. Those mainly the hammer beam people. Um, but briefly, as for long term, not too many. I don't really interact. Even at the bases, I'll log in at like 2 in the morning and play when everybody's sleeping and do my thing for a few hours, pass out. Or I don't know. I'm really non-interactive, which is kind of lame of me.
Oh, not at all, because I've really lacked on that department as well over the past years until now, where I'm starting to, meet all these different people. So, yeah, I get you on that. So, I want to ask now, as we kind of close out here, uh, your advice for future 2B2T YouTubers.
Awesome. For specific YouTubers or just players in general?
Just players who want to do YouTube on the server in general. And then also, I
Don't.
want to hear your thoughts. Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on the current 2B2T
Okay.
YouTube agenda.
In my opinion, I'll answer both kind of in one long, as my-kur-roo-myn goes, in one long sentence with 100 commas and not one period. Here we go. So, my opinion on YouTubers is quite frankly, do what you want to do, enjoy yourself, but do not ever try to make it your thing. Don't try to like niche it. Don't try to bank on it. Don't try to like spin it. Don't try to, oh, I want to drop a name here. Don't try to emulate. Just be yourself. Don't do this for the views. Don't try to this is in general with life. Don't do something to try to be cool because you're quite frankly not cool. All YouTubers on 2B2C are not cool. In fact, all YouTubers, including myself, ruined this server. I specifically brought down the Burke place because I unfortunately inadvertently led people that watched my videos. Let's follow him and go where he went, and then they found things. Yes, it was on the highway, but still, I am responsible for that, and I take 100% responsibility. I feel bad. And likewise, all YouTubers, you're just going to go exploit things accidentally. Oh wow, look at this cool base. You could be somewhere in a base that no one's ever found. Boom, it's gone. It's exploited. Your cords are up, the terrain's shown, whatever. I think 2B2T should be left alone video wise, but then that means I can't make videos on it anymore. But it's at this point, that was my now this is kind of like I said, convoluted. This is how I felt around the Russia time. Now I don't care anymore because the server is blown out. There's nothing you can do with, and the way we can exploit things now with images and chunk loading, there's no point. There's no such thing as a hidden base. As for future, um, what was the second part? I totally, I'm sorry. I drank too much coffee today.
Oh, your current thoughts on 2B2T YouTube as a whole. That
Oh, okay.
kind of climate that's
The
on
kind of stuff.
YouTube.
It's toxic, I think. I think it's,
Oh, yeah.
there's certain people that just want to rehash shit. Like, quite frankly, let's pretend a big fat YouTuber came in and no one even batted an eye. I bet you he makes a couple of videos and goes, brings maybe, he'll bring some people. But the more and more you drag things out, Fit MC, I'm sorry, did I just say that? The more you drag things out and make these series and work with these people, you're flooding the server and you're ruining it. You destroyed the culture. There was a guy named Yellowstone Joe that was on Russell's interview the other day,
Oh,
and
yes, I know. He deleted all the bad comments off of his video.
really,
Yeah.
oh,
XOXP put a comment, a pretty distasteful one against James in his podcast. And
oh, no
I
kidding.
checked actually recently because XOXP said to check. And sure enough, it had been deleted. So, I mean,
And
if that
what
isn't
one
censorship at its finest.
Yeah, what he said was critical, and he was talking about some number, the Dwayne number. I don't know the name. It started with a D, I think, and it was something about a community. If it grows past 100 some people, it then becomes kind of it's significant, and that's kind of like what's been going on and never will reset. If Tubi was left alone during the Russia thing, if we just called it a day and Fit never made the big series, I guarantee that the server would slowly, entropy would take place, and it would go back to a more stable, smaller community. But again, it can't ever go back because the cost to run the server, and it's not about cocaine and hookers. It really does cost a lot of money to run servers, especially at the magnitude that it is now. So it's stupid. The server's ruined. It was great with 5 TPS and 6 people. Damn it, that was awesome, even though it sucked. I'd rather play that than what it is now. So I think there should be no more YouTubing on these types of servers. Go play Hypixel, go play a thing, start your own server. But these servers are now becoming too overblown, and that's where I'm going to end it. I know I'm not making sense, and I'm doing run-on sentences, but I have a lot. It's personal to me. It's like I thought, oh, cool, I found this place. Dr. Zombie showed me this way to play, and there's only like so many people playing, 30 people. This is so rad. No one's here. This is cool. I can dick around, and I don't have any viewers to come here. And it was so cool. But now it's so big, and everybody's got one. There's how many clones are there now?
So many clones.
And then there's the, the popular servers that say they're anarchy. I think that are on the whatever Minecraft something forums, and they're not even anarchy. They have rules. They actually have rules. You can't use hacked clients, or you get banned from doing whatever. It's like that's not anarchy. The whole point to play Minecraft the hardcore way is to play anarchy.
I mean, well,
That's
that's what
fun.
happens when something becomes popular. People try to emulate that, and they try to make something that they think is better, but people see right through that.
Yep. And that's like with
Yep.
anything in life.
Well, this has been good to have you on. I thought this was some really good discussion
I
on
appreciate it. I
2B2T,
really do.
and I'm really glad.
I feel honored because I'm a nobody, and you're like you asked me, and that's kind of cool.
No, I am more of a nobody than you are. Trust me, I am honored to even have you on.
No, you're playing word games.
Nah.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for being on. I'm gonna sign out. Later, guys.